Welcome back to Real Geek Media. I am Hayden Stoll. He is Christopher Michael Blake. We are here today, July 5th, 2024. It is time for funny and weird news stories. Christopher, how was the funny and weird news week? What are we in store for here?
Woo! Told you I was going to give you the Ric Flair treatment. Hayden, this week, we got celebrities, we got boobs, we got legs, we got sex, we got it all, we got violence.
You sound like...
I'm amped up. I'm ready to go.
You sound like Cheech Marin in From Dusk Till Dawn.
Look, I took my Viagra. I wouldn't recommend coming over anytime soon. You might get some robot splooge on you.
Oh, yeah.
But look.
Factory settings.
I'm going to start it off with, did you hear about the big news story from yesterday, July 4th, in California?
Is this in California? No.
Oh, here we go. Somebody did it. He's a national treasure, and I'm really upset about this story. Somebody fucked with Machete.
Oh, I saw the video of this.
So, actor Danny Trejo, again, who's not a guy that you want to fuck with, really. I mean, I don't care if the guy's 80 years old or not.
Yeah.
This is a guy who's done time.
Yep.
Nothing to lose. He don't give a fuck, right? So he's driving his convertible, which I have a picture of the convertible, and a parade goer, I guess, allegedly throws a water balloon at Machete's vintage convertible, which ends up sparking an all-out brawl.
Mm-hmm.
So he then stops Danny Trejo, and I guess he gets out and throws a punch at the guy, at the suspect, who threw the water balloon. However, he's 80 years old.
Yeah.
He misses the punch, and he's then pushed to the pavement by the guy who, I guess, allegedly threw the balloon. Now, I didn't realize this, but it's brilliant for marketing, and it's brilliant for tax purposes. I had the picture of Danny Trejo's car, where he advertises who he is on his car so he can get a tax write-off. And you wouldn't think that you would have to do that, being a big, bankable star like Danny Trejo.
Right.
But you would be wrong. This then escalates as numerous people, I guess, recognize Danny Trejo and then jump in and start whooping the other guy's ass.
Yeah, that's an all-out brawl.
Now, this is where it gets a little bit sad. Okay? Trejo's then getting up from the ground, decides to go WWE style and grabs a green foldable chair and tosses it at the brawlers. Before a woman comes up and grabs Trejo and starts to restrain him. Other parade goers are pleading with him to stop. There are children around. They got a picture of this woman holding Trejo back. And she is like not a small woman, right?
No,
I mean, she is.
Right. Yep.
Oh
boy. Oh boy.
Again, I don't know why you would mess with Machete. I really don't. I mean,
Yeah, leave the man alone. Like, what was he doing? He was just driving around his convertible, and they tossed
waving at people,
and they threw a water balloon at him. Like, what are we doing? Like, come on, leave the man alone.
Again, that's
like I said, he's 80 years old.
Out there, he's with his kids. He's got kids in the back. Maybe he's a grandfather. I mean,
Yeah.
He's driving around. He's just having a good time with the other people.
Come
it's
on.
not like he gave you the finger.
That's ridiculous. That's ridiculous. He's lucky. He's lucky he didn't get hurt, like badly hurt.
Look, I can only tell you that I'd be hiding under my bed right now if I tried to do this.
Oh no!
I don't care if Danny Trejo's got a walker. Do you not see the movies with him and Danny Glover fucking people up?
Yeah.
I mean, I see the clips on Instagram. I wouldn't look. I don't care if they're fake or not. It's like I can sit here and talk smack about Steven Seagal,
right,
from Behind My Podcast, but if he's at the door, I ain't opening that motherfucker up.
I've seen this movie. I know how it goes. Nope. You
The only
can't
thing I
come
can
in.
bank on is I can still run faster than him. That's it. But Hayden, I have to ask, is your business looking for an affordable way to gain and attract new clients?
It
Real
is.
Geek Media and Entertainment is now offering sponsorships for the podcast and websites. No water balloons included. All right. What's that? Your business can't afford a sponsorship? No problem, Hayden. We've got you locked in. How have we got you locked in, Hayden?
From our special pricing.
Oh, it's competitive, right?
Mm-hmm.
You could be here on this podcast. We could be reading your advertisement right here, right now, right after an awesome story like we just did with Danny Trejo for the low price of $30. It's a summer special before we hike it back up to $50. This is your opportunity to come in, grab this piece of YouTube history right here. It's going to be on YouTube forever. It'll be on RRS feed. It'll be on Spotify. This is your opportunity to get involved in this. Visit realgeekmedia.com. Click on the links for sponsor us, advertise with us, or donate here to get started. Again, it's www.reelgeekmedia.com. That's www.realgeekmedia.com to go ahead and get started. Aiden, we got from author Christopher Michael Blake. Comes this book, Seance, book 1 of the Witches of Summer's End series. When Nancy moves into her ancestral home in Louisiana, she gets more than she expects. No, it's not Machete showing up at her school. It is her making new friends while trying to avoid school bullies and finding out she's descended from a long line of witches. Nancy uses a magic spell to make her and her friends the popular kids in school, but it comes with a price. Suddenly, when the spell book is stolen and the students of Talbot High are threatened, it's up to Nancy and her friends to save the day. Aiden, can Nancy really find the time to go to a homecoming dance and save the school whilst keeping her secret safe from everybody and find time to date the star quarterback?
I mean, listen, high school's tough, man.
Look, all you had to do was pass home ec. So you got to read the book to find out. Again, that's www.christophermichaelblake.com. It's available on Amazon, BarnesandNobles.com. Hayden, I promised you boobs today. And we got them. Our favorite 90210 actress, Tori Spelling.
Tori Spelling. Is she in the bathroom?
Not this episode. Not
Okay.
this episode. However, she was talking on her weekly misspelling podcast on iHeartRadio. And I guess one of the
so clever.
She was, well, hold on now. I think this is very interesting. I wouldn't have pulled it up because there are other weeks that are not so interesting where I just think, that's not very. How many boob jobs do you think Tori Spelling has had?
Oh man. Man, I don't know. Like, cue to Jeopardy music. At minimum.
Where's Ken Jennings at?
Yeah, minimum. At minimum, 2, 3.
She wants the third one, Hayden.
Oh, so she had 2. Okay.
She then talks about. She responds to a reader's comment. I guess somebody commented on her iHeartRadio podcast, and she responds to the comment. So I give her credit for, by the way, because sometimes these celebrities, I don't think that they even read the comments.
Yeah.
So I give Tori Spelling a lot of credit for this. Again, we wouldn't keep bringing her up. We didn't like her podcast and reading about it so much. There's a plug right there, by the way. See, that's what we do. Shameless advertising. That's okay. She says, the reader says, you look like a white Wendy Williams.
Oh, boy.
So they have a picture here of Tori Spelling, and they have a picture here of Wendy Williams.
We have to pick who's who. Oh, boy. Oh, boy.
Do you see the two similarities there?
Yeah.
It's not far off, is it?
It's unfortunate. That's unfortunate. Oh, boy.
So, yeah.
How old is Tori Spelling?
51. And Wendy Williams is 59. And again, that's from dailymail.com. Again, Hayden, for all the viewers out there and listeners out there, these are real headlines ripped from the pages of the news. We don't come up with these on our own. We We take them from the news. We don't make anything up here. This is from the New York Post. Again, I had promised you boobs, Hayden. And the title is, I flashed my boobs at New York tourists and hotspots for gender equality. If you don't like it, don't look. And this woman is hot. She's a 30-year-old Canadian content creator named Elliot Adams. Imagine being on the subway and this just pops out, and you're like, thank you, Lord. Where are you going to be at next for gender equality? 'Cause I am right there.
So is it working? That's my question.
Look, I don't know if it's working or not. It's working for me. She's at lunch doing this in New York.
For gender equality.
I can't even stare at the smile. It's like, oh, yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I'm there. She's from Canada. She spent 6 days granting New Yorkers a gator to her goodies, both her boobs and her bottom. And she insists it's normal to be nude. By flashing folks as I go about my day, I'm just having a bit of fun and challenging the status quo. I thought the people of Dublin deserved to see 2 New York homegrown potatoes, said the OnlyFans model. This is Ava Louise, who also goes around revealing her goodies, but this time she went to Ireland and gave them an eyeful in May. Yeah.
All right.
So, apparently this is a thing where, I guess they also had the woman from the Edmonton Oilers, the fan who
during the
hockey. Yeah, so the Toronto native, though, she says this is now a way of life.
Well,
now can you imagine how much trouble are you in if you're walking down the street with your wife, Hayden, and this happens, and you look? Are you in trouble at all?
Oh man, I mean, I think it's hard to not see, right? Like, how do you not see it?
This is my.
Like it's like eyeline. It's there. What are you gonna do?
I don't know, but
you're just gonna be like, nope.
This was the funniest picture. Here's the giant hot dog, and this is her flashing her boobs in front of the hot dog.
Seeing the sights.
That's Elliot Adams, everybody. Yeah, she's a. Nudity has been such an important part of my life. I do not understand anyone who has a negative feelings towards being naked. I don't have. Look, please continue. I'm all ears and eyes.
Nobody's stopping you.
Like I got that Viagra going. I'll tell you, man. I'm ready to go. Yeah. Hayden, as you know, that right now dating is very hard for people. But sometimes you think women are a little too picky.
I would say yes to that.
So then you would not be surprised that there's a woman, this is from the New York Post, by the way. There's an influencer out there. I don't know if she just did this to try to get views or to try to, who knows, right? I mean, her underlying, I have a theory, but I'll reserve it till we get done with the application here. An influencer contacts 5,000 single people and rejects them all after putting out an application out there. She rejected 5,000 people.
Wow.
Yeah,
wow.
A Dutch influencer and OnlyFans star who posted a viral boyfriend application has been contacted by thousands of male singletons, but still can't find a soulmate. I'm currently still single, says Vera Dickmans, 23, who boasts over 5.5 million Instagram followers. She lives in the Netherlands. She's from the Netherlands, but lives in London.
Yeah, yikes.
You got a picture here. She's very attractive for being an OnlyFans model. I don't know if she does full nudity. I don't know what she,
Right.
I don't know what she does. But they're mostly yes or no questions. And basically one of the questions is, if we were to start dating, do you have a walk-in closet? For me. Which I think is like code for, are you rich enough that I have my own closet?
100%.
Right? I mean, that's really what she's looking for.
Yep.
So, 5,000 people apply. She says none of these people cut the mustard. She found 3 out of the 5,000 who kind of met some of the criteria.
3.
Yep, 3. She found 3, and she went on dates with them. Like the song goes, that don't impress me much.
Mm-mm.
But my thing is if a woman's on Instagram, or not Instagram, but OnlyFans, doesn't that kind of take some of the novelty off of? I mean, how do you take that home to mom? Hey, mom.
Listen, that is very. That definitely will hamper, like the quality, in my opinion. Right? Like it is what it is. Maybe that's for some people. That would never be for me. But, I don't know.
Look, she's very attractive. 23 years old, prime of her life, and she's one of OnlyFans' only top earners. Can you guess how much she's making a month?
Oh, we had covered this topic with celebrities, so they were making some pretty big money. A month?
A month. Give me the month. I ain't times it out. I mean, I could. That's an easy,
Say 20 grand, maybe more.
360,000 a month.
And she's asking the other guy for a walk-in closet. She could buy a walk-in closet herself.
She shouldn't have to.
I think that's just horrible. I think it's horrible.
Look, Hayden, we got another story here about dating and how hard dating is out there in the world. Again, this is from the New York Post. A woman was arrested for falsely reporting a crime after she called cops and fabricated a story in order to get out of a first date.
Oh, boy.
Hayden, what's the biggest thing you've ever done to try to get out of a date with somebody? You're like, I really don't want to go. Do you ever think like a headache?
Oh, yeah, of course. Of course. I don't think anybody hasn't done something like that.
Well,
I've never called the cops and fabricated a crime. No.
Sumaya Thomas, 18, scheduled a romantic evening with a stranger she had matched with an online dating app. But when he arrived at her doorstep on June 16th, she got cold feet and phoned the cops.
Oh, my.
Now, this is from a state we usually don't cover so much. This is Iowa.
Okay.
The woman told the officers on the phone that the man was an abusive ex who was threatening her.
Oh, boy.
And then she upped the ante and said, I am pregnant with this guy's child, and he planned to hit, punch, kick, and stab her.
No.
Yes, she did. Yes, she did. When officers arrived, the man informed them she hasn't even met this guy yet. He hasn't met this woman yet. And they've only been talking for a week online. And he then showed the cops the message. They have a picture of this woman.
Wow. What did the police do?
Well, hold on, we're getting there. All right.
Huh.
The conversation showed he was being honest, and he really did just meet this female. The affidavit reads, Thomas, however, told the officers they'd known each other for 2 years and accused the man of being abusive and threatening to cause harm.
Oh, my goodness.
The officers discovered that Thomas was lying, and they ended up arresting her. The man was only detained for an hour. She was charged with 2 counts of false report, indictable offense to public entity, and it's a misdemeanor, and a count of false report on 911 call. The dangers of online dating.
That's kind of frightening.
You thought dating was rough, right?
That's kind of frightening.
Hayden, we talked about. We haven't left boobs, by the way, yet. What is on your bucket list? Give me an item that's on your bucket list.
Bucket list. Get back to Hawaii. Get back to Scotland.
Really?
Yeah.
I never knew you even went to Scotland.
I actually did it. I did it. It was a semester overseas.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
And that was like one of the small trips out to Edinburgh.
So I would take it that drinking your best friend's breast milk is not on that list?
No, but I've seen The Boys.
A Spanish influencer shocked and revolves the internet after consuming her friend's breast milk on camera, as seen in a vitamin D-licious video with over 600,000 views on TikTok. It was literally something I had to check off my list, Nuria Blanco, 27, told the press while discussing the inspiration behind drinking milk on tap.
So was it in a glass?
Let's find out. It looks like it was in a glass. Yes, I got a picture right here, Hayden.
Oh boy.
And this one's over here laughing like, I can't believe you're dumb enough to drink this shit.
Yikes. Oh boy.
Yes.
Where's Anthony Starr?
I don't know where he is, but the verdict? Girl, it's good. It doesn't taste like boob, Blanco said on camera.
That was it? That's all she had? She couldn't think of a witty one-liner? Whim of a madman.
Well, unfortunately, one of the commenters said, I just missed 20 seconds of my life. I want my 20 seconds back.
It's the whim of a madman.
Yeah, so.
Oh, boy, that's interesting.
Have you ever spent any money to surgically enhance yourself, Hayden? I need to know this.
No.
Really?
Yeah.
Decided to go from, say, 5 inches to a foot long?
No.
Well, Teresia Fisher completed what's called Frankenstein leg lengthening surgery. And she spent $162,000 to do it to help please her ex.
I've seen some videos with this kind of stuff. It looks like these people are like crippled afterwards.
It's so odd. It's just odd. It's the only way I can say it. He said, if you do this for me, this is her ex-fiance, I guess, I will always love you and carry you in my arms. Fisher is the 32-year-old reality star, of course, from Hamburg, Germany. Told her 150,000 Instagram followers. So she should have just posted the other girl's got 600,000 or 5 million Instagram followers. This one's only got 150. I don't know. And they got the pictures of after the surgery, and it just looks so painful.
Yeah, so she was trying to get how much taller was she trying to be? That's kind of crazy.
She wanted to add. She was formerly 5 foot blonde. She's undergone several leg stretching operations since 2016, so it's just not the one. He basically just putting this girl on the rack, right?
Yeah.
Adding 5.5 inches to her physique.
Why? That's torture.
Yeah.
That's
During the
torture.
cosmetic procedure, physicians break the femur bones in each of her legs and insert extendable metal nails. That sounds pleasant.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. The nails are gradually extended over the next 3 months by 1 millimeter a day. Oof. Eventually making the recovered patient several inches taller. They got a picture here. And again, odd is not the word. I mean, usually if it was something if I saw this, I'd be like, yeah.
It looks so unnatural, man.
Giraffe.
Yeah.
It reminds me of it.
I don't.
Giraffe.
I've seen videos where men do it, like short men, 5 foot, 5'2", and they try to become like almost 6 feet. But they look like they're crippled. Are you able to run? Probably not.
Again, this is not just something that I would do. They got a picture over here. Hold on. And the sad part is that she's got the lift boots, the lift shoes on, right? To make her even taller.
How tall is this guy? Because she looks like you said, I think it's like a giraffe that's sitting down.
I haven't seen anything here in terms of, they got a picture of him now. They have a new boo here, but it looks like it was an ex-husband.
Oh, wow.
But no, it doesn't. They don't have a picture of him. They don't,
That's wild.
Don't say why they broke up or anything. Here's a picture of the current lovebirds, and he's 57, by the way.
He's 57.
He's 57. She's 32. Which again,
good for her.
We're gonna stick with the height stuff here, Hayden. We have the world's tallest model, an Olympic medalist, who's going to court over her nude OnlyFans content being stolen.
There's that theme again.
This is from New York Post. They call it the height of audacity.
Oh.
After the world's tallest model and Olympic former Olympic medalist claims she lost a potential $500,000 after her explicit OnlyFans content was stolen and reposted on the social media platform Discord. And they got a picture of her here too.
Okay.
Okay, so she's 6'9".
Wow.
Yes, and she holds the Guinness Book of World Records for the world's tallest catwalker and having the world's longest legs. She's going to court to try to unmask these thieves. It was an explicit video, and that's why it was valuable. She started out only on OnlyFans. She charges $36 on a video that has clocked over 16,000 views, which was stolen.
16,000.
Right, so she's saying that that's 16,000 times $36. That's where she's coming up with the money. So she's saying that, hey, the paid videos on OnlyFans started to fall immediately because, hey, the content's for free. Why am I paying for it?
Yep.
So now she's also a former pro basketball player in her native country, Russia, and was a bronze-winning team member at the 2008 Beijing Olympics.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. She joined OnlyFans about 4 years ago, but didn't initially dip her feet in explicit content. But she also runs an agency for taller models. I started doing OnlyFans wearing just lingerie, but then, hey, the money got better. I wanted to make more, so I wanted to go nude. And then you know what happens then?
Yep. 16,000 times 32. Let's do the math.
36.
Oh, yes, 36. 16,000 times 36. 576,000.
She's not far off. She's not far off. In sadder news today, you heard about Billy Ray Cyrus and his fiancee Fire Rose?
They broke up, right?
Now,
is that what I'm hearing?
That is what happened. Yes, they did break up. Now, you would think that, he's 62, she's 36. You're marrying in the money, right?
How old is Miley Cyrus?
Oh, she's got to be in her 30s now, right?
Is that weird?
No, I don't think that's weird. They can go out clothing shopping if Fire Rose was let out of the house, which apparently she was not. Okay. So she alleges Billy had some very strict rules for their marriage. Now, I need to know, Hayden, and you can blink your eyes once if it's a yes, and blink them twice if it's a no. If you're under duress at any time during this interview, if you have to get a filter through your wife before you send a text out?
No.
So you don't have to read the text out loud and get it approved before you actually hit the send button?
No.
Okay. Apparently Fire Rose did have to do that.
Wow.
She had to read it out to him and ask for permission.
That's very nuts.
And then it was the same for email. And then she says, I don't have a car. He would not let me use the car. Then she's not allowed to leave the house, but only allowed to go to the local chiropractor once a month to get her nails done.
Yikes.
Yes. The tension was so great that she, from this toxic marriage, she ended up fainting and needed to be hospitalized days before their October 2023 nuptials. So again, they were married for what? Maybe 10 months?
Yeah,
9 months?
That's brutal.
Yeah.
That's some wild stuff right there.
Billy Ray is claiming that, Judge, please help me because she's spending all my money in the meantime. Apparently, she's went out and racked up $100,000 unauthorized charges in the wake of their party.
Ooh. She's getting back at him. You're going to
like
check
the
my
song
text.
goes, man. Like the song goes, right? You got to hit him up. So, yeah.
Oh, man. Yeah.
Again, we're going back to relationships, Hayden. This one's a tough one to swallow. It goes back to our childhood.
Oh.
Remember who Susan Smith is?
Susan Smith. Give me a hint.
So, Back in '94, it was the biggest murderer of our time, just about before OJ.
Oh, before.
I believe it was before OJ,
Okay.
where this woman, she made a national plea that her kids were stolen while her car was running
Oh, yeah.
by a black guy in a car.
Yes.
And she was crying for days, and then they ended up finding the kids in the lake. And it turned out that she made the whole thing up, and it was so believable because she made the allegations based on race, and really she was a nut job.
Yes.
Well, apparently she's getting ready to get out of prison soon.
Mm.
But of course, and this is from the New York Post, by the way. I'm going to read the title. Killer mom, Susan Smith, is preparing to get out of prison, and she's giving phone sex to sugar daddies who want to take care of her.
Oh, my goodness.
Susan Smith thinks she served enough time in prison for the '94 murder of her 2 young sons, a case that shocked the nation and made her a household name. Her first parole hearing on her life sentence is scheduled for November 4th, and she spent the past few months convinced she could be finally getting out. As a result, she's hard at work finding sugar daddies willing to bankroll her life on the outside.
Whoa.
And the 52-year-old inmate is not above engaging in a little phone sex to lure them in. It's time for me to get out, she told one suitor earlier in a call. By the way, the phone calls there, or you can listen to them.
Mm-hmm.
I've done my time and I'm ready to go. Her March conversation, she asked how she could support herself when she gets out, and he told her that he has a large nest egg waiting for her if she's paroled. Are guys really this horny?
That's kind of scary.
I mean, look, if she does this to her kids.
Yeah, right?
Could you imagine what she's going to do to you?
When she gets all your money or access to it, like, how are you going to sleep at night?
With one eye open.
You could be the next victim. That's wild.
Well, apparently he says, I have a large nest egg waiting. It's a combination of funds from my sale of my family property, gifts from admirers, and money that I've saved up. So then Smith tells her, I'll tell you what I did last night thinking of you. I made a spreadsheet that starts out with $213,000. I'm sorry, the call. Yeah,
Oh.
And you can spend $40,000 a year while you're withdrawing that from the balance and still earning interest on the undrawn amount. In 20 years' time, you'll have spent most of that, but you still have some left over. And Smith says, I love you so much. You too, he replies before they begin making kissing noises to each other. You're so bad, she responds with a giggle. I have some ideas of the things we can do, but I'm going to make you wiggle and squirm before I tell you. Yeah, probably with a knife.
Yeah.
Baby said I'm already wiggling and squirming.
Oh, boy.
But this man's not alone. You ready for this? Smith has carried on sexual and romantic conversations with at least a dozen men in the last 3 years, according to prison cell reportings, which are public under South Carolina law.
This is like a reality dating show.
Oh, I was going to save this one, but I have the next reality show since you brought it up. Okay? It just, bear with me here because we're breaking here a little bit from. So I had the next reality show already figured out, Hayden. It was something I was going to bring up. So you're kind of reading my mind. We're kind of
all right. Same wavelength.
Kind of there. Are you aware of how bad the New York City halal cart kingpin services are there?
How bad they are?
Look, it's cutthroat.
Yeah, I bet.
So this from the New York Post. New York City halal cart kingpin sues the rival for trying to steal his prime spots and hiring vagrants to disrupt his business.
Oh, man, that's cutthroat for sure.
Look, this is reality TV. I mean, this is must-see. I don't know why somebody from the entertainment industry hasn't scoped this out yet.
Yeah, this is definitely a hit. It's definitely a hit. It's like the whole...
It gets bad.
Gangs of New York featuring the halal guys.
A halal vendor claims his 10-cart empire in Midtown has been upended by a jealous rival who has tried to steal his prime spots and hired vagrants to disrupt his business and even got him falsely arrested.
Whoa.
Ayman Affy's American dream has become a nightmare thanks to the petty antics of Nazir Essia, by which from the New York Post, a fellow Jersey City resident who was allegedly had a long-standing grudge against him.
I mean, his halal blood runs deep.
Affy's carts sit in high traffic areas such as West 34th, 7th, and 8th Avenues near Penn Station and West 49th Street and Broadway near Square Times. Afia 46 launched a food fight to steal his customers, with the two often battling near busy Penn Station. This is all in court. What was once his calling a lifelong pursuit of providing New York and tourists in Manhattan with a tasty meal has become a source of anguish. Here you go. Here's the juicy part. The beef escalated on July 23rd, 2023, when Afia allegedly called 911 and claimed Afia was waving a gun and threatened to kill him. Afia was running out errands when the police arrived and maintains the imitation pistol they found on his cart was planted. He was arrested and charged with menacing and criminal possession of a weapon. The case was later dismissed. Afia says Afia ruined his reputation and wants $1 million in damages. Afia is peddling kebabs, pretzels, hot dogs, and chicken and rice from his cart in Hudson Yards. Denied everything and denied hiring vagrants to disrupt this guy's business. He says nothing of this sort has ever happened. There's no more feud. Of course not. But this goes back to February 2023 when one longtime City Hall vendor was attacked and slammed in the legs and back with a tire iron, allegedly by an enforcer for a rival who tried to shake him down for $20,000.
Tanya Harding has entered the chat.
In June, another vendor was slashed in the neck by a competitor amid a long-standing battle over turf in Herald Square. I'm telling you, this is...
Where is Scorsese in all this? This is a movie waiting to happen.
Look, forget about Real Housewives of Orange County. We need the real halal vendors of New York City.
Yeah, the real halal guys of Manhattan.
I'm willing to bankroll this. Let's get the video camera on these guys.
You got lead pipe. It's like a game of Clue. Lead pipes, knives, the corner of 34th and 7th, Penn Station. Who done it?
We got the Sopranos music.
You got SEO and MEO and Elio. Oh my God. That's like, yeah, let's play that game. Clue halal guy version.
So, Hayden, what's the most valuable body part you have on your body? If you had to pick one, just one, to ensure, what would it be?
On my head, because if you took it, I wouldn't be around.
I don't know. My wife says I have a brain in my head, so I don't think I'm okay. Would you believe, this is from New York Post also, Nick Cannon explains that he insured his most valuable asset. What would you think it would be?
Well, as many kids as he has, I can imagine what he's talking about.
You have no context, right? This the first you've heard of this?
This is the first I've heard of it. Yeah.
It's his balls. He insured them for $10 million.
Is this like a Drumline spinoff?
I cannot make this article up.
Wilding out. He's nuts. How many kids does he have?
Well, let's go into this article here.
Let's dive in.
Father of 12.
There you go.
You hear about all these different celebrities insuring their legs, so I was like, well, hey, I got to insure my most valuable body part. He told Entertainment Tonight. Yeah.
He hosts like some of those reality shows, doesn't he?
The Masked Singer host, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Made the stunning announcement in early as June as a part of a partnership with soap company Dr. Squatch, which uses valuation tool to assess the family jewels using several factors, including size and favorite features and bedroom maneuvers.
So they're watching him?
The brand ultimately gave Cannon...
They're sitting in the cuck chair watching.
MVP, most valuable balls.
Oh, MVB.
Can't make that one up.
I like Drumline. That's a good movie.
I don't even know what that is.
That's all I'm going to say about Nick Cannon.
I don't know what that is.
I enjoyed Drumline. I don't know what's going on with him now, but damn.
Hayden, do you know who Lily Allen is?
She's an actress.
Singer. Okay.
She's a singer?
She's a singer. She's sings the song Hard Out Here singer. She's also married to David Harbour.
Oh, okay.
And she was recently in the news where she said, she turns down his request for sex a lot. Now, that's not so surprising, but
right.
Would you be surprised to find out that she has an OnlyFans account?
Yes, that would surprise me.
And the reason is, these fans only want one specific thing, apparently, though. Can you guess what that is?
To watch the two of them?
No, 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 no.
I don't know what.
To look at her feet.
What?
Yes. She has 5-star feet on Wiki Feet.
Oh boy.
Yes. So.
Oh boy. I will never understand that.
Look, hey, I'm ready to start mine. So in case you're not into that kind of thing or just haven't heard it before, Wiki Feet is basically a site absolutely filled with snaps of celebrities' feet. Users are able to add snaps, rate them, and there's even a Feet of the Year and Feet of the Week category. This is for LABible.com, by the way. Apparently, Alan's nail woman said that she can make a lot of money selling foot content on OnlyFans. Now, if you're not listening to your nail woman, I don't know who is. I mean, you got to listen to these people. They know, they have like insight into this stuff. They look at thousands of feet a week. So Oliver asked her maid if she could leave the podcast to sell feet snaps on the platform. And he was like, "Oh, hell yeah."
Oh my goodness.
I don't see the appeal, but
to each his own.
She took to Instagram with the news using a slightly covered up picture of her toes. And apparently she's doing well. She's charging just $8 a month for the honor. So for $8, Hayden, you can take a look at Lily Allen's feet.
Fantastic.
Hayden, if you could have dinner with just one person in your entire life, any celebrity, any person from history, who would it be?
Ooh, good question. That's a good question. I don't know. Maybe, yeah, I'm thinking maybe Derek Jeter. Go sports star.
I would only be interested in talking about the North Chixie Bang, but other than that, maybe it's comment to Florida Marlins, so why it didn't go so well. So this is from Breitbart, by the way. Ariana Grande says she's up on a panel, and apparently someone says during an interview, if you could have dinner with anyone alive or dead, who would it be? And of course, Ariana's mom and dad are there for the interview. She turns to them and says, "Is it okay if I give a real answer?" And they go for it, honey. What's the worst you could say? She says, Jeffrey Dahmer.
Ooh, record scratch.
Yeah. So this caused a lot of angst with the victim's mom, Tony Hughes, who Dahmer killed in '91. And she said, the singer laughed about her fascination with Dahmer during the interview, and that she finds it bothersome that Grande didn't appear to show any empathy for the victims of the loved ones. To me, it seems like she's sick in her mind.
Yeah, that's not a good look. Mr. Hammer.
Hayden.
What brings you here today?
It's me. It's Armie. Armie Hammer.
Armie.
I'm disturbed, Hayden.
Armie, I got to ask you a question here.
Go ahead, Hayden.
You heard Christopher's story. Do you have any thoughts on Ariana Grande saying Jeffrey Dahmer in her answer?
I'm not surprised, Hayden. She's a cannibal groupie.
So
you know about cannibal groupies, Hayden?
I don't. Tell me.
There's a dying breed because they come over for barbecues and picnics, and they don't last.
Armie.
It's hard to find them. Hayden, how was your July 4th?
I was good. We had a cookout.
Hayden, I had a cookout too, but we only served white people.
You still carrying them around, Armie?
No. Put them in the freezer. You gotta keep them nice and tender. On Juneteenth we serve black people.
Oh.
And then for the Chinese New Year, it's Chinese. So you gotta make sure you're equal opportunity for everybody to get eaten. You gotta be consistent, Hayden.
Have you ever met Ariana Grande?
Hayden, I'm a little disturbed that she would pick Jeffrey Dahmer. He's a pretender.
He's not. He's He's not big leagues.
He got caught. He got
did.
caught. You can't get caught. You get accused of stuff like that, you got to make sure the people who accuse you disappear.
Ah, I see. That's fair. Now, would you like to meet Ariana Grande?
Of course I would, Hayden. She's beautiful. She's,
Do you think you guys have anything in common?
Yeah, you eat people. I think she wants some ribs.
Yeah, not that she was an actress at one point too, but
Hey, maybe she could rejuvenate my career.
Would you be willing to appear at one of her shows?
I could be the new Travis Kelce.
Oh, there you go.
And she could sing her to me.
You guys could walk around. She could parade you around.
I could sing the McDonald's theme song.
Nice.
Da, 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 da.
Armie, I got a look in your eye. I'm not really sure how I feel about it.
That's the look I get before lust, before I eat somebody.
Oh God, I don't know. Well, you said you had a good fourth.
Oh, it was the best. We had fireworks and you could mass screams from people. Yeah, the neighbors don't hear you chopping people up and eating them when the fireworks are going off.
Do you hear much from the Winklevoss twins about your allegations or anything?
I'm trying to get them into my next movie. It's a Hannibal Lecter type part where I'm gonna cut their heads off and then.
I don't know if they're gonna be eager to sign up for that. How about? Can you tell us anything about Lone Ranger 2?
Tonto tastes delicious.
You kidding me? He's your good buddy in that movie. He pretty much guided you through that holding.
The only reason I did that movie, Hayden, was because the Indians, they eat people. Did you see Bone Tomahawk?
I did. How come you weren't in that?
It was too realistic. They kept losing cast members. Nobody would work with me.
It's just coming out on Netflix, I think, in 2 weeks, so you'll be able to give it a watch.
Hayden, I can't wait. That's my favorite. I'm licking my chops now.
Oh my God, Armie.
Thank you, Armie. I would appreciate you stopping in for tonight.
You never know when Armie's going to pop up.
That wacky Armie with his wacky Armie impersonator. He's a pleasure to have on. I'll let him in my house though, but
I could see where he would be upset with Ariana at that point. Yeah.
Look, you list your favorite cannibal, and he's not even on the list. I mean, come on.
It is kind of interesting that she has to ask her parents' permission to answer honestly.
This is my take on Ariana Grande, okay? And she's gorgeous. She's very talented. I don't like her new album so much. I've listened to some of the songs on It's One on Sirius. Not a fan of the new songs. Her older stuff I like a lot. So I think she has talent. However, some of the things that she said in the past, she was in a cupcake factory in France and just said that, Americans are stupid. Mm-hmm. It's like, she got recorded doing it. That to me is just like, this is your fan base you're talking about. And it's like, you really got to put these people down?
Yeah.
I mean, it's not like, okay, here I am. I'm sitting here making a voice to try to be funny. If it's not funny, okay, hey, it is what it is. At least it's an equal opportunity cannibal. But, it's a joke. That when you're saying it's serious, it's like, I don't know. Yeah. And you never know with these, because we're talking about celebrities. It's interesting you say this, because my next story deals with this precisely. How in touch do you think the average celebrity is with people nowadays? The average person.
Very out of touch. Despite social media and all these things, I think they are out of touch.
I happen to agree with you, and this next one just proves it. This is from New York Post. Kevin Bacon recalls disguising himself as a normal person for a day. And he says, "This sucks." So, Kevin says, "I'm not complaining, but I have a face that's pretty recognizable. So putting a hat and glasses on, it's not really going to work for me. But what's it like to live life like a non-Hollywood elite for a day?" So he went to a special effects guy, artist, and they put a prosthetic device on his face. consisted of a nose, fake teeth, and glasses. And he goes out in full disguise to a Los Angeles tourist hotspot, the Grove, for an afternoon of shopping. When he faces the horror of horrors, his disguise worked too well. And he says, nobody recognized me. People were pushing past me, not being nice. Nobody said, I love you. Bacon said, now, Hayden, how often do you go out to strangers, sit there and say, I love you?
That never happens.
Again, every now and then I'll get something on Instagram saying they really enjoyed my book, or, hey, keep writing, you're doing an awesome job. I rarely get the I love you. But maybe you know. So he had to go back real quick. He ran right back. So, yeah.
It is kind of funny. You know, that need for, you know, the affection and that need to be praised, right? Like, I mean, to me, there's a little bit of fragility in that, you know, like, you can't wait in line. You can't, you know, just go through life. You need to constantly feel that praise and I love you. You're great. You're the best thing ever. That's, I don't know. It says a lot to me, but I don't know. Like,
this is Kevin Bacon we're talking about. He's a huge celebrity. I'm not getting bigger than him.
Right. Yep.
And you think about some of the movies he's been in. He's promoting Vaccine right now. I just mentioned he's in the new Axel F movie. He was in A Few Good Men, Footloose, Tremors.
He's in everything. Yeah.
And they even made a game about this guy called 6 Degrees of Separation of Kevin Bacon.
Yeah.
Because anybody who's worked with Kevin Bacon at one point.
Yep.
But Hayden, how likely is it that you'll go on a Boeing flight?
Low probability.
So if you go back to Scotland, like you mentioned earlier in this program tonight, you wouldn't use Boeing?
No.
This is from TMZ. Air Europa Boeing. The jet hits severe turbulence, and a man gets stuck in the overhead compartment.
Ah, yes.
A transatlantic passenger is feeling lucky to be alive after hitting severe turbulence and sent him hurtling through the cabin of a jet Boeing, planting him in the airline's ceiling.
A lot of leg room up there.
I guess so. I have a picture of it, but apparently you can see the man's feet sticking out from above on an overhead bin on Monday's Air Europa flight UX045 from Madrid to Montevideo, Uruguay. The fact that his feet were actually moving had to be relieved to his fellow passengers, who eventually had to dislodge and get him back to his seat.
Oh man.
Well, in good news, though, only 10% of the passengers were hurt during that turbulence.
Oh, that's it?
A total of 30 out of 325 passengers were injured.
It does not sound like a glowing success. Oh, man.
Yeah. Passengers described the ordeal to local Uruguayan outlets as resembling a horror movie and likened it to a near-death experience.
Yeah.
Going without saying, Boeing's been navigating difficult times lately as incidents involving near. I didn't write this. TMZ did. Boeing's been navigating difficult times lately after incidents ranging from near mishaps to tragic fatalities, such as the May death of a man on board a Singapore Airlines flight that similarly flew in unexpected severe turbulence. So,
oh boy. Oh boy. Navigating difficult times indeed.
Talking about difficult times, Hayden, are you aware who Jamarcus Russell was?
Mm-hmm.
Who was he?
He was a quarterback for the Raiders, I think.
Probably went too high. This is from the New York Post. Are you aware that after his NFL career ended, he ended up going to work for his high school and being their head coach?
No.
So, very admirable thing. Well, unfortunately, this is allegedly, by the way, Jamarcus Russell was removed as his high school football coach after allegedly stealing $774,000 in school donations.
Oh.
Yeah. The ex-Raiders quarterback Jamarcus Russell was removed from football coaching staff at his former high school in Mobile, Alabama, after a lawsuit accused him of allegedly taking money for himself that was meant for the team.
That's a tough look.
It was a donation, yeah.
That's a tough look.
Russell, 38, allegedly took the $74,000 check from a local business who was approached by Russell about donating to Williams' high school football team to buy workout equipment and fix their weight room. And instead, Russell went right over to the local credit union and deposited that check and then proceeded to take a $55,000 allotment out. He refused to provide. This is how he got caught. The person who gave the money asked for a donation receipt, and Russell stopped returning his phone calls.
Because that'll stop him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the school would not confirm that this lawsuit was a factor in Russell's dismissal, but
let's do the math.
Yeah.
Connect the dots.
Apparently, Russell was not aware that he was dismissed. He showed up to attend an event for the football team and was told he wasn't welcome. Earlier this week, it was reiterated to Mr. Russell he was not permitted to be around the football program or on school campus. Russell is known as one of the biggest NFL busts in history after he was selected as the number 1 overall pick to the Raiders in the 2007 NFL Draft. His career ended going 7-8 in his 25 starts with a 52.1% completion with 18 touchdowns and 23 interceptions across 31 games.
Yeah, he was a massive bust. He's a big guy, though.
Oh, I remember how big his legs were. They were talking about that at one point.
Yeah, he's a monster.
Hayden, you play a lot of online games, right?
Yep.
You ever trash talk anybody?
My younger days, yes. Not really anymore, though.
I would advise you not to do this. This is from Fox News. New Jersey man flies to Florida to attack fellow gamer with hammer over online dispute. Edward Kang met the victim through online video game ArcheAge. So a 20-year-old New Jersey man has been arrested for allegedly flying to Florida to attack a fellow gamer with a hammer following an online altercation that the pair had gotten into after meeting in the virtual fantasy world of ArcheAge, police say.
Oh, boy.
Kang is now facing an attempted second-degree murder charge after the assault that unfolded early Sunday in Ferdinand Beach. We left the victim with severe but non-threatening head injuries. So it sounds like he actually got a hold of this guy.
Yeah, wow. That's kind of wild. You can't settle it in game, man.
What in the world was he thinking? And there are some things that make you think and say, you're not going to believe this. Well, this case makes you say all 4 of these things. Leaper said Kang and the victim had never met in person, but were acquainted through the online video game called ArcheAge, which is a fantasy-based, massively multiplayer online game, or MMO, where players interact in an immersive virtual world similar to World of Warcraft. They have a picture of Kang.
How old is he?
20 years old. The video game is something where you can name characters and fight other characters and kill them. I don't know what transpired between the victim and the suspect, but something made the suspect want to come down to Florida and injure that other guy. Sheriff and deputies were called to the home of the victim, and upon arrival, they found a significant amount of blood in the entryway of the home and the victim's bedroom.
Oh, wow.
Yep. Police say the victim's stepfather was reported, being awakened in the middle of the night by screams for help. He went to investigate and found his stepson on the ground in a physical struggle with Kang. Yep.
Big yikes.
It gets better. The police sergeant, I guess your sleeper, says Kang, who was wearing all black clothing, gloves, and a mask, he went full OJ for this, entered the unlocked home and waited in the hallway to attack the victim when he took a bathroom break during a late-night gaming session. So he's in the house while this guy's in there playing the video game, waiting for him to take a piss.
That's crazy.
Right? I mean, that's just like...
That's so crazy.
He could have walked up behind him and got him while he was on the game.
Yeah.
Or killed the family. An investigation reveals that days earlier, Kang took a Delta flight from Boeing, from Newark to New Jersey Newark, New Jersey to Jacksonville, Florida before purchasing a hammer and flashlight at a local hardware store, which deputies found in the hotel room. Kang told his family he was going to Florida to visit a friend.
That's scary, man. That's scary.
In addition, the suspect asked our deputy, how much time in jail do you think he's going to get for breaking and entering an assault? Now, Hayden, I got to ask you, if this was in New Jersey, this crime had taken place, how long would you think Kang would go to jail for?
Ooh, I don't know. 2 years, 3 years?
I get the feeling he'd probably be on the street already.
Yeah, that bad.
But unfortunately, you did this one in Florida. So the sheriff's deputy responds to him, Mr. Kang, it's going to be a long time before you play video games again.
Oh.
Don't do crimes in Florida.
Mm-mm.
Which
Wow.
leads us to our final story for tonight, Hayden.
Wow.
This is also from Fox News. It's a Florida story.
Yes.
Florida man beaten by truck owner after attempted carjacking. Play stupid games, win stupid prizes. Blake Robinson, 29, was charged with felony battery over a person over the age of 65 and attempted burglary. So this guy Robinson, the younger guy, 29, he takes a beating after he attempts to break into this truck, which results in him going to the hospital for injuries he sustained after getting his butt whipped by the 66-year-old man. The Brevard County Sheriff's Office said the 66-year-old man called the 911 early Thursday morning to report a noise outside his home. The man went outside to see what was going on and found Blake Robinson attempting to break into his truck. The suspect began punching and kicking the older gentleman in the head, throwing him to the ground. However, the older guy manages to get up and defend himself and hits the suspect, causing him to fall back so he could get away and contact law enforcement. When deputies arrived at the scene, they detained Robinson, who was appearing to have trouble standing up after receiving a beating from the 66-year-old man. Robinson, the younger guy, was taken to the hospital for treatment before being released. The victim only required brief medical treatment on the scene, was left without any serious injuries. Robinson was charged with felony battery of a person over the age of 65 and attempted burglary of a conveyance. He was booked in Brevard County Jail on a $30,000 bond. Here we go. Robinson, this is from the sheriff. The sheriff put this on Facebook, by the way. I gotta love Florida. Robinson was taken to a local medical facility to check his injuries before arriving at this less than luxurious accommodations at Ivy's Iron Bar Lodge. I guess that's the jail. Sheriff Wayne Ivy wrote on Facebook, at the lodge, Robinson will be given a freshly washed two-piece ensemble to get comfortable in before being shown to his sleeping area in our open floor plan. The sheriff continues, the suspect got an enhanced charge for hitting someone over the age of 65 who ended up whooping his punk butt. The sheriff said. Ivy then adds, we hope you enjoy your stay at our lodge, and as we like to say here in Brevard County, mess around and find out.
Yeah. There you go.
Again, if you're going to do a crime, don't
do it there. Oh man, he made that place sound like a 3-star, nice Airbnb, open floor plan, 2-piece ensemble. I love it.
Luxurious open floor plan, yeah.
Yeah. That's great. Oh my goodness. Yeah, Florida is that's a hot spot. It's the hot spot. It's also the setting for GTA 6 whenever that comes out.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Should be interesting.
Hayden, I have a few closing remarks before we wrap it up for the night. August 4th through the 6th, I'm going to be at Monster Mania. I'll be there with Anthony Starr, star of The Boys, Banshee. I'll be signing my books, The Cape May Murders, Pyramid of the Parasite, Pray for Dawn, Seance. Doug Bradley's going to be there, Pinhead, Freddy Krueger, Robert Englund's going to be there with Heather Lampkin, William Shatner. It's going to be a huge show. www.monstermania.com. Get your tickets and your photo ops. August 8th will be the release of the Indiegogo fund for the movie, the script that I wrote for Crimson Harvest. I'm really anxious and excited about this program. Again, August 8th, if you ever wanted to be in a movie, or you wanted to donate to a movie and be a producer, or just want to support your local arts, this is a movie that I wrote. The Indiegogo campaign will begin August 8th at 4 p.m. for Crimson. That's Crimson with a Z, Harvest, on Indiegogo.com. July 18th, we're going to be having on our next podcast. And we're quite busy, by the way. We have Jason Lasseter from Get That Ghost in August.
Mm-hmm.
And we have on July 18th, Todd Staruk, producer and
director.
No, that's director's Tom Ryan.
Writer.
Todd Staruk is the writer. He also does horrornerd.net. And director Tom Ryan from Theater of Terror and Return to Theater of Terror will be on our show and our program, do an interview on their movie. So 2 weeks from now, check it out. In-depth interview with the director and producer of Theater of Terror and Return to Theater of Terror.
Very exciting stuff coming up. Please check this out. Our next podcast is gonna be a good one. It's gonna be a real good one.
I'm excited about it.
I'm excited to talk to these two. I met them back in April when I accompanied you to the convention,
New Jersey Horror Con.
And I was fortunate enough to screen Return to Theater of Terror, Theater of Blood. Terror.
Yeah.
And yeah, it was a very enjoyable experience. I'm looking forward to next week.
Hayden, I'm going to give you one last one before we sign off for the night.
What you got?
Woo! Have a good night, Hayden.
Good night, Rick.